So this is why autism executive function causes you stress. All that coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to the Aspie world. My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos all about this type of content. So if you are new around here and you'd like to learn more about that, remember to hit the subscribe button by clicking that notification bell down below. And if you're watching over on Instagram, make sure to give this account a follow, and if you're watching on Facebook, make sure to give this page a follow so you see more videos just like this. So guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the place where we think differently daily. What's up, different thinker fam? Nice to see you all here returning for another video. Super awesome. You guys are amazing. I have forgotten to turn my lights on. One sec. Ha, that's a bit better. Feels more homey. So guys, what's going on? Have you downloaded my free Autism Life Hacks PDF book yet? If you haven't, then you can go to autismhacks.net and download your copy right now. So, autism and executive function, right? There's loads of issues that cause stress within executive function, and it happens through everyday life. So when you think about like executive function within autism, right, it should actually be called executive dysfunction, as it is pretty much a huge struggle for people on the autism spectrum. So there are 7 executive function skills that people typically develop over time from being a child to being a full developed adult, right? However, these skills are difficult for people on the autism spectrum to develop and maintain. So I've outlined all 7 of these and how they impact autism right now. So we're going to go through that together. Cool. Tea. Okay, so the first one is adaptable thinking. Now, this is the ability to change and adapt at a moment of sudden change. Now, autistic people love problem solving, but unexpected change can cause huge issues and potential meltdowns. As we know, if you look after somebody on the spectrum, if you are on the spectrum yourself, a meltdown could be imminent if you are not. If your routine changes, right? If there's a change in your plan, it's just going to go downhill. So number 2 is planning. The ability to think future and plan accordingly, so thinking ahead and planning accordingly. This is super difficult for people on the autism spectrum, or for most people on the autism spectrum, due to an issue with short-term memory difficulties. Now, I have a video all about short-term memory loss and stuff like that, and I'll try and leave it in a card above here and in the description down below, but it's really interesting to check that out. But yeah, this is again another executive function issue. Okay, number 3 is self-monitoring. The ability to self-monitor how well or bad you are doing in a task or topic is one of these skills, right? So for autistic people, this is difficult as it causes you or oneself to be detached, and people on the autism spectrum find it difficult to evaluate oneself and detach yourself from that situation independently. So it's a very difficult skill to acquire, especially if you have issues with this you're in a condition like autism, then it's going to be difficult for you anyway. Okay, so number 4 is self-control, and this is the ability to refrain from emotional or physical outbursts. As an autistic person on autistic communication issues, autism kind of provides you with lack of understanding complex communication issues and communicating one's emotions. So again, you fall short on this kind of area. This is why executive function actually impacts the lives of autistic people quite harshly. So number 5 is working memory. Now, this is the ability to store and recall memories for use later on, and this is interesting because autistic people retain lots of information, but it won't always be relatable to life skills. It may just be facts and knowledge on a subject of interest in topics. Like, you may know everything there is to know about Marilyn Monroe, but you want to be able to cross the street safely because you forget that there's this highway code, right? Okay, so number 6 is time management. So keeping on track of how much time you are seeing on spending on a task, right? This is particularly difficult for autistic people due to the hyper-focus and zoning out. So autistic people can like really focus on something that's completely outside of, whatever the task they're doing. Say you're trying to work on a computer, but then you find there's a bug on your desk and you kind of like super focus on the bug, and then you kind of start zoning out to the task you're doing at that moment in time. So time management just goes straight out the window. It's super difficult to do. So number 7 is organization. The effective arrangement of times and materials, dates and ideas in an organized manner, right? This is really difficult. So it's difficult for lots of people on the autism spectrum to do this accordingly, because organization can be so difficult for people on the spectrum. I have issues with it. A lot of my friends have issues with it. Some autistic people don't have issues with organizing, and that's like an executive function that they can excel at. But most of us do have an issue with organizing life. Like it could be organizing bills, it could be organizing like days to go and see your family. It could be any kind of organization, but sometimes we can fall foul of that, and it just doesn't always work. And that's just one of those downfalls of it. Guys, if you have anything to add to this or have a discussion to want to talk with me about this, pop it in a comment down below and I'd love to read every single comment. If you found this valuable, please share it on your Facebook, Twitter and Instagram accounts. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.